Tonight was one of the worst experiences I've ever had dining at a Disney restaurant, but it didn't have anything to do with Narcoossees. It was the worst show I have ever seen at Disney World in my life. This was an absolute failure by Grand Floridian management. Hey everyone, Daniel Leslie back again for another Disney dining review.
We are headed over to the Grand Floridian to dine at Narcoossee's. It is finally back, and I have always loved this restaurant, so I'm so excited to see how it's changed and the new menu and all of that.
All of Grand Floridian is still undergoing a refurbishment, but Narcoossee's just came out of it, and we were holding off on reviewing Narcoossee's until after the whole refurbishment and all of that. So we were able to get a reservation, and I'm excited. Like, we have loved Narcoossee's in the past. It is primarily seafood, but there are some turf options. You can even do a surf and turf meal. What do we got? Yeah,
so, well, first there's some lovely looking cocktails, one of which I know Dan is excited for, and that is to try the old fashioned.
I would never.
Appetizer wise, you've got shrimp and grits. You've got an ocean inspired charcuterie board, which is very intriguing to me. It's got ahi tuna pastrami, charred octopus, and lobster sausage, which is very interesting.
Lobster sausage.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's also calamari, there's a tortellini, and there's a gnocchi. For soups and salads, you've got like lobster bisque and just regular salad. But then the entrees, you've got salmon, you have redfish, you have scallops, you've got Gulf shrimp bucatini. And then you have the New York strip steak, your surf and turf with the filet mignon and the lobster tail, a ribeye chop, and a roasted vegetable paella.
That is the plant-based option.
That is the plant-based
And then you
option.
can add some accompaniments like sea scallops or lobster tail, that kind of thing. So,
there was a mushroom risotto that I was like,
that sounds good for like a side.
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, this is right on the water, and it's got fantastic views. We're going a little too early to see the fireworks, but if you can snag a reservation here, like, I am excited about this. I guess we'll see if it lives up to A, the hype of what it's supposed to be now, and B, what it was before, because it was always a pretty good restaurant.
It really was.
It is not cheap, so just plan on that. This is definitely a nicer date night, hence the color.
Oh, fancy clothes.
But we're, again, almost late. Are you ready?
We are not that late. We're really not. Yes, I'm ready.
Let's go. So we have made it to the newly refurbished Narcoossee's after a less than pleasant parking experience. We will talk about that whole ordeal later. What do you think?
Yeah, it is beautiful in here. So it used to be like tiered, and there was carpet and stairs, and anyway, it is all open, all one floor. Everything has like ocean tones to it, like the coloring. I mean, even the glasses like are these like pretty blue color, and we've got this spectacular view. Like we're in like a little banquette, and we're facing Magic Kingdom essentially. I mean, like I can see Spaceship Earth, I can see the train station, I can see the top of Tron, the castle, the top
Space
of
Mountain.
what did I say?
Spaceship Earth.
Oh, jeez. The Space Mountain. I can see the top of the train or the castle, and I can see the monorail. I mean, it's just so we have a gorgeous view.
It is breathtaking. So we ordered cocktails. I got the old fashioned, of course. He said their cocktails were a little different than normal cocktails. I'm not sure what that means.
Well,
but
I saw your old fashioned has rosemary in it.
hey, look, I'll take a take on an old fashioned if it's done well and well balanced and has one ice cube. Just give me the one ice cube.
And I got a tawny Manhattan. So he said that it was a wonderful drink. So I'm looking forward to it.
And I think for starters, we're gonna get 2 because we need to have leftovers to take home to Jennings, who is anxiously awaiting it for his dinner. So I think we're gonna get the shrimp and grits and the fried calamari. He said the shrimp and grits is what they're known for, and the fried calamari was his personal favorite. So how do we not get both of those?
Exactly.
Okay, so our drinks did arrive. I got the old fashioned with 1 large ice cube. Actually, they use a brass stamp to stamp the Grand Floridian, the GF logo in there, and then they like drizzle some simple syrup or cherry juice or something like in the ice when they set it in there. So when it comes out, you can actually see the GF, and it's not just like
cool.
a hint of it. I've already taken a drink. It's fantastic. This is really, really well done. I would say it's a take on an old fashioned. It's got cognac in it, and bourbon, and rosemary, and aromatic bitters. But the aromatic bitters with the rosemary, it just gives it a wonderful, just a wonderful aroma. It's very, very good.
So I got the tawny Manhattan. It's not like a traditional Manhattan, and he explained that before I ordered it, that it was sweeter, and it definitely is sweeter. I don't know that I could have multiple of them, but I still feel like it's done well. Like it's a well put together cocktail, but it's probably lanes a little sweeter than I tend to like my cocktails.
He warned you.
But yeah, but I mean that's not their fault.
No, it's just how it's made.
But I mean, it's well done. It's very good.
There's just something fantastic about, number 1, free bread. Number 2, great free bread.
Oh my gosh, look at
this loaf of bread. It's their sourdough bread, and it comes with a Hawaiian sea salt butter? Margarine.
Yeah.
Butter, I guess. It's really good. That's some of the best complimentary bread I think we've had on Disney property, actually. Like, that's fantastic.
It's really good. It's fresh. It is like soft and warm in the middle and crispy on the outside, and that butter with the Hawaiian sea salt on it is just fantastic.
But the appetizers have arrived. We got the calamari, which I'm not sure if I can do this and not spill it all.
Please don't spill it, because it looks really good.
A little pot of the fried calamari, a pot of the sauce, I'm assuming it's like a marinara sauce, and then pickled vegetables, which she said was lovely to eat alongside of the calamari.
Yeah, she said that they used to put it all together their refurbishment, and they were finding that a lot of guests were asking for it to be separated, so now they have separated out, but she recommends grabbing a calamari, dipping it in the sauce, and grabbing it with a vegetable and having it all together. So I'm gonna just try the calamari first. Oh my gosh, that's like so good.
All right, this is how fried calamari is supposed to be cooked. It should not be chewy. You should be able to just eat it like a normal food, non-rubbery.
All right, so this one looks fantastic as well. I mean, so this is the shrimp and grits. It's got a peach barbecue sauce on it, some chow chow, and some, what was it? Some applewood smoked bacon.
Ooh, it's good. I don't like it as well as the calamari.
It's got a little kick to it.
Got a little spice to it. I think maybe like it's cooked very, very well. I think it may be just a little shy on the seasoning. Like I could use just a little more salt.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the seasoning's perfect. I really like the peach barbecue sauce on there. I like the addition of the other things with the chow chow and the applewood smoked bacon. I don't know, I think it's really good, but I do think the winner is the calamari as far as between the two of these. All right, so our food has arrived. The plate is a little warm, so I'm not gonna pick it up for you. But
insert picture now.
so I got the scallops with the gnocchi, and it looks incredible. And then we also got a little side accompaniment of the mushroom risotto. I'm a big fan of risotto, and so we thought we'd try that.
I got the plant-based option, which is a vegetable paella, but then I added the scallops to it. So your scallop dish has 5 scallops, and mine has 4. So I feel like that's a pretty good accompaniment on there.
That is good.
Quite tasty. I really like the sauce on that as well.
Yeah.
All right, how about this mushroom risotto? It's a very good risotto. Very creamy. Not too mushroomy. Like some of these mushroom dishes, it just feels like they just put a whole vat of truffle oil in there, but this is actually really, really well done.
Yeah, it's very balanced.
Do you want to try the paella?
I do.
There's a wonderful flavor to it.
I was just going to say the exact same thing. That is very good. Nice, refreshing. All right.
Very bright. Now we gotta try scallops here.
Okay.
It looks like they're cooked very, very well.
Perfectly done.
Very good. All right, dessert has arrived. Yes, we got desserts.
It's so pretty.
Look at that thing. That is like super good. Look, so this is the cheesecake he said that they were known for. So it's got a custom or obviously handmade whipped cream with a cherry sauce and then an almond crust around the cheesecake. You wanna do the honors here? Super rich. Super rich. Very good though.
That is so good.
It is really decadent, velvety, creamy, just a really good cheesecake. Just really good.
I really like the almonds around the outside.
All right, so that's gonna do it for tonight. We will finish this up at home. All right, we are back.
We have a lot of thoughts. But first, if you're looking to plan your next magical vacation, please reach out to us over at Fantastical Vacations. We would love to help you out. We plan Disney destinations, Universal cruise lines, and all-inclusive resorts.
Tonight was one of the worst experiences I've ever had dining at a Disney restaurant, but it didn't have anything to do with Narcoossees. It was the worst show I have ever seen at Disney World in my life.
It was pretty bad. So we rolled up to park and the security guard said, we're here for a dinner reservation at Narcoossee. And he goes, oh, and he hands us this. He had us turn around. We had to turn right back out on the main road, go down to the light and turn left into parking that was cast member parking and had a little sign propped up that said, guest dining parking.
It was cast member parking. It's cast member parking. Like that you can't send guests that are paying. We paid $245 for this meal after annual pass discount. And I had to wait to enter my vehicle until the cast member that had just gotten off work finished ripping his shirt off with both doors open in the spot next to us before I could get into our car. Like, that is not the show that you want guests to see at Disney World. I mean, that's why they don't let you backstage. They don't want you to see like behind the scenes. And here, security at Grand Floridian is actively sending everybody that makes a dining reservation that drives to Grand Floridian. And there are not cheap restaurants at this place. You have the choice to A, valet park, or B, go across the street, go through the gate, show your little ticket here, which I guess we should be thankful that we got a parking space at cast member parking, and you get to park next to all the other cast members and walk out with them as they are getting off work after you've spent $245 on your meal, and then watch them undress in the middle of the parking lot before you can get into your car. This was absolutely unacceptable. We complained to not only the manager of Narcoossees, who is a lovely gentleman, and he agreed it was ridiculous. I also complained to the manager of Narcoossees. I asked for the manager at the front desk of the Grand Floridian, and a woman in a suit came out. I'm not sure what her title was, but I complained to her. Both of them said that yes, it was a permanent change, but they were reporting all of the negative feedback that they have gotten. I'm pretty sure no one's happy about this.
We recently just got new tattoos, so I have very limited shoes that I can wear that don't rub on my tattoo right now. And so I was wearing flip-flops. But in any normal situation, I probably would have thought, hey, we're going to a resort, parking in the resort parking lot, so I could wear heels because I don't have to walk that far. So I would have been so upset if I had worn heels and had to walk all that way. Anyway, all that to say, it was not a great start or end to the experience.
It was awful. It was an awful start and an awful end to the experience. Everything inside the Narcoossees restaurant was fantastic.
Perfect. It was wonderful.
But I just can't. For a company that built a theme park on top of tunnels so that you wouldn't see a cowboy walking through Tomorrowland, I'm pretty sure that Walt would not be happy
It's true.
that the guests of Narcoossees had to wait on a cast member that just got off work in the Grand Floridian, strip his shirt off before they could get in their car and leave. That is not good show. That is not what Walt Disney World is about.
Yeah.
This was an absolute failure by Grand Floridian management. Whoever geniusly made that decision to send all of
very
the
bad
dining
idea.
guests, paying guests, across the street into cast member parking and park next to the green Connex boxes that are holding Lord knows what in supplies out there. That is not where you want these people parking. It was a horrible management decision. Hopefully this permanent change is reversed soon. That's all I can say about this. If we took into consideration that experience into the dining review, this would be an abysmal rating.
Yes.
We're not going to, because it was actually a very good meal.
And it's not the restaurant's fault, and we are well aware of that. I mean, it was some other management at Grand Floridian.
I mean,
It's very bad idea. Very, very bad idea.
that's true, but it's all the experience.
It is. But
It's hard for me to separate the two. Like, you can't. I understand that a manager outside of Narcoossee's management made this decision, just like a manager outside of Citrico's made that. I wouldn't be happy if I was going to Citrico's. Victoria and Albert's, you get free complimentary valet parking, but still, like, unbelievable. Like, this was such a bad experience.
I can't imagine that we are going to go back to Grand Floridian unless
No.
this changes. So
Never. No. This is what I told the manager. I'm like, I'm not coming back here to eat at all unless this changes or we're coming from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So all that to say, before we get into the fantastic review of Narcoossees, our advice is to, if you're driving, don't go here.
Yeah.
Period. It is a horrid experience. It is not worth your time. It's definitely not worth your $245. Now, if you can enjoy Narcoossee's or Citrico's or one of these other restaurants at Grand Floridian, they are all pretty decent. Some above decent. Great. Enjoy your meal, but don't drive here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my piece.
Okay.
I'm out.
Let's talk about the restaurant itself. The refurb to this restaurant is just simply beautiful. They did a very, very nice job. They ripped out all the carpet. It's all hardwood floors. It's all one level now instead of it being tiered. The colors are really pretty. They've got, these like blue tones. It's all like kind of ocean feel to it. It's just really, really gorgeous. They did a great job. So, and honestly, even like the tables, you're spaced out enough that you're not eavesdropping on somebody else's conversation the entire time or knocking elbows with the person next to you. It wasn't loud. It was just pleasant, and it's got spectacular views.
Yeah, I mean, we had to look through people eating their meal, so we weren't right up next to a window. But once you can see out the window, I mean, we had a great view of, the water, the boats, the monorails, and a lot of Magic Kingdom. Train station,
Yeah.
Space Mountain. We saw, the top of the castle. Like, it's good views.
It would have been great for if we had been there late enough for fireworks. It would have been a great view. So
I agree. Honestly, I think the only thing that could have made it better if there was outdoor dining. There is like an outdoor little porch, I guess. There's not enough space out there to put tables, so it's just enough to you can actually walk out there, walk around, but anyway. So we gave ambiance theming a 4.5.
yes, service. So our server was great. Nothing like above and beyond storytelling and all of that. He did kind of talk a little bit about the refurbishment, and he gave great recommendations as far as the menu went, and was just always prompt on filling waters and taking plates, and he even boxed up. I love it whenever you go to a restaurant and you ask for a to-go box and they box it up for you. Like, you're not having to finagle the dishes around and everything. They just do it for you. It's just lovely.
He was fabulous. Yeah.
So we gave him a 4.
Drinks. So what I love about the drinks here, yours was too sweet for me, but you liked it.
I
right?
did, yeah.
And then my old fashioned was great. It was well balanced. One large ice cube that they actually customized with a brass stamp. The sprig of rosemary added a lot of aroma to an already what should have been a great old fashioned even without that piece of garnish, and it was just really, really well done. It was, I think it's more of a take of on an old fashioned because it's got the cognac in there along with the Old Forester bourbon, but it was very, very good. And what makes it even better is I ordered a second one, and the second one was just as good as the first one, and it was very, very, like, it was the same cocktail, aside from the fact that they use a different stamp. They put the Narcoossees logo on the second one instead of the Grand Floridian logo, which I appreciated, and the waiter even pointed out.
We gave cocktails a 4.5.
Food.
One, we ordered way too much of it. You can definitely...
Jennings has got a lot of food in there to eat.
You can definitely get out of this place by spending much less than $250, I assure you. It's just we did over order because we wanted to try a lot of different things, and we knew that we had promised Jennings that we would bring home leftovers.
We did. He's got plenty in there to eat. There's not a whole lot to say about the food. I think we covered it pretty well in the restaurant. It was a very, 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 very good. It was like just shy of perfect 5 stars. And I mean, like, we're splitting hairs. Like, we talked about it. We almost went to 5 stars. I could have used a little more salt on the shrimp and grits. But there wasn't a whole lot to complain about. Everything was cooked really, really well. It's got to be, I've never cooked octopus. It's got to be super easy to overcook squid or octopus, whatever, calamari. I mean, I just get everywhere we get it. It's like super chewy. This was not that. Like, it was very, very good.
Yeah, it was very, very, very good. So anyway, we finally settled after much discussion on giving food a 4.5. So if you add all that up and divide it out, it comes out to a 4.375 out of 5 for this restaurant. And it really is a spectacular place. It's a nice place to go. I will say that we saw other children in there, so it didn't, and I always felt this way before the refurb too with our own kids. It doesn't feel so fancy that you can't bring your children there. It's definitely a more elevated experience. I feel like it's still welcoming.
They don't have white tablecloths. Right? Like Citrico's has white tablecloths. I feel like that's a little bit more elevated, and I was irritated during the Citrico's experience just because there were kids running around and nobody was stopping them.
Yeah.
Here there wasn't kids running around. In fact, the layout of the restaurant would make it hard for kids to run around, but there wasn't white tablecloths. So I felt like a polo and like what we're wearing, we were totally fine. We were not underdressed at all. Like super, like resort casual, I think is good here. But if anybody wants a parking pass to park in Grand Floridian cast member parking.
For today, just for today.
Oh, it's dated.
I don't know.
Ridiculous.
Anyway, so if you're liking these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
We will see you on the next video.